Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I have in my hands the new Stampin' Up! Trimmer that has been released as of November the 1st, 2019. So I'm so excited. I have not even opened this box, and I've had this box for almost a month, and I have held out on opening it until you guys could have access to it. So I thought it would be fun to open this box and take a first look at this trimmer together with you and test it out and just kind of walk through it together. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open this box. Now when I have it this way, I know you won't be able to see the full trimmer, so I'll turn it horizontally once I take it out here. So let's see. Okay, nothing else in the box, just the trimmer. All right, so here it is. Let me turn it this way so that you can see it. You should be able to see the full thing. So here it is. So you can see it's still got that same kind of grayish color that our old trimmer had. And then the white grid here. You've got the Stampin' Up! Logo at the bottom. So here's our blades. Dark is still the, oh, let me see if I can lift this. Oh, okay, so dark is still the cutting blade. The light is the scoring tool there. Okay. So right away, one thing that I've noticed is this arm kind of locks in place, so that's neat. So you can press it down, you can hear it snap, and it's got this little lip here on both ends. I don't know if you can see that. So that's where you can kind of lift that up and then lock it into place. So that's cool. Let me turn it upside down. Okay. All right, so there's no storage on the bottom. Our old trimmer did have storage, but I'll be honest, I liked the storage compartment. I thought that was really cool, but I didn't put anything in it, honestly. So not having that storage on the bottom, it also seems to make it a lot thinner, which I don't necessarily know that makes it less sturdy, since I haven't really had the chance to use it yet, but it is substantially thinner, but that'll make it more portable. You know, it'll fit in your bags easily if you like to travel and do retreats, craft retreats and stuff like that, and take your trimmer. So that's kind of cool. All right, so let's see what else. Let's test this arm. Okay, so that also locks, I can see. I don't know if you can see here, there's a little opening there, and then you've got this little slit, so that arm just, there, you can hear it clicks into place. Let me do that again. So you just slide this into that little groove right there, and it locks that into place. Okay, so that's nice. So let's just extend this out. Okay, so you've got the numbers go all the way across, so it looks like you've got 17¼ inches here, going all the way across. So perfect. Can definitely fit your 12 by 12, no problem, and then still have plenty of extra room on there as well for something even larger. Let's see, you've got centimeters and you've got inches, and then you've also got this center grid, so that's kind of neat. You've got a grid here down your arm as well, where your cutting and scoring blades are, so that's really neat. You've got that grid there as well. Let's see, I'm gonna close this, and then I wanna actually look at these blades here. So let's see, try and figure out, oh, okay, so I see how you get them out. So I don't know if you can see here, there's a larger gap right here, and I think you probably slide them into that little gap. Let's see, yep, and okay, so that pops right out, and let's do this one. Just kind of tilt it, I think. Yep. Okay, so I've got that out. I realized I was completely off the camera when I was showing you the little groove where you can take the blades out. So I'm going to show you right here. You can see where the trimmer, you see that little curve right there? It kind of opens up, and it has that same curve over here on the opposite side. You just get the, I'm gonna try to turn it sideways. You get your blade in that little curve, and let's see, hold it this way. You get your blade in that little curve, there you go, and it literally just lifts right out, and you can pull it out. Same thing again with the scoring blade here, so let me get it in there. It's kind of tough at first. There we go. You just kind of lift up, and it does come out, but it's a little tricky at first, but that's where you do it, is in that little groove. And then to put it back in, you just slip it right in there again. So let me get the blade. Just be careful. Just slip it right back in. Okay, so, I mean, it might take a little practice, but there is a spot for you to get them out. And yeah, there you go. I was totally off screen with that. Now, I have one of our old blades. Might as well do a little comparison of the two blades. Let's see the difference. Okay, so I'm going to try and zoom it, get in up close and show you. Oh, okay, it's much bigger. So you can see this was the design. This one's a little bigger here, as you can see. And then, try to be careful here. The blade is also much bigger. Look at this one. This is our old blade. I don't even know if you can see that. Let me stand up. Can you see that tiny, tiny little blade there? I never looked at these upside down. That's really tiny. So then let me bring in the other blade. Look at that. You can see there's, first of all, hopefully that's focused. You can see there is a substantial size difference there in those blades. That's a big difference. Let me turn it this way. You can kind of see. I can barely see, there you go. I can barely see the other blade. So substantial size difference in the blades. And of course, they're also being manufactured by a different company, so much better cutting quality. Wow. That is really interesting. I mean, there's barely a blade on that one. Huh, cool. Okay, so let's look at a scoring blade. Let me put this back. Okay, so the old scoring tool looked like this, which again, I never flipped it over. So it's just a little metal, curved piece of metal there. And it barely sticks up. Just the tiniest bit. Here's the new one. So it's got kind of like a rotary look to it. So, and it curves all the way across that surface. Okay. So again, substantial difference in design here on that. Okay, so that's the scoring tool. Okay, so let's try and cut something. I think I'm going to start with this piece of 12 by 12 designer paper. That way you can kind of see it in the trimmer. So you can see you've got a little room from top to bottom. You do have this lip up here, which stops your paper so that you can get, that edge will help you get straight cuts. I'm going to go ahead and extend this arm out as well. And I think I'm going to cut, oh, so something else I see here is at that 6 1/4 inch mark, the markings continue so that you can still measure out even when the arm splits. And I know on a lot of trimmers that doesn't happen. And so when you get into this 6 1/2 inch area, you usually get an uneven cut because you can't really tell where you're cutting. So the markings continue so that you can continue to get a good cut. So that's kind of neat. Have to try that out. Okay, so I'm gonna put my paper in, and I think I'm just gonna cut at 6 inches just for fun, just to use the blade. So I'm gonna line it up at 6 inches. Let's lock this down. I slide up when I cut. I like to slide up for my first cut, and then, okay, so I've got a really nice edge on that. I can already tell. Look at that, both sides, that looks beautiful. And then when I have to unlock this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. Looks like, oh, gonna have to pick it up each time. Then I'm gonna cut again at 6. And then when I do my second cut, I go down. So I just always do that when I cut up, down, but I always start from the bottom and go up and then back down. That's just how I like to cut. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It's nice and straight, and look at that. Both of these are a perfect match to the other. Look at that, perfect match. Nice, okay. So I will have to say this will be difficult for me, that it locks after every cut. I feel like that might slow me down a little bit, and I'm definitely gonna have to get used to that for sure. Now I'm just gonna bring in some cardstock. I don't wanna use any good cardstock. I don't wanna waste any. So this is just some retired lemon lime twist. So let's see, I'll just, you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna score. I'm gonna score this at 5.5 inches, which is how I usually, oh, you've also got a lip over here. That's neat. I'm gonna score this at 5.5 inches. No, I'm not. I'm gonna score it at 4.25. So I'm gonna turn it vertically, score it at 4.25. So I'm lining it up over here on the left. Move my cutting blade. So that's nice. You've got this extra space up here so that you can slide your cutting blade out of the way. And I am going to score this. Let me make sure I've got it in the right. Okay, so now I've got this all lined up. I am going to score this. So I'm just pressing. Okay, so I've got my score there. So I did add some pressure. Let me lock it again. I want to see. You can't really feel though that you're making contact with the paper. But I see that I did, but I couldn't feel anything. It just glides right over, and you can see it's scored, but I couldn't feel it. Okay, so now I'm gonna rotate it around, and I'm going to cut at 5.5. So I'm just lining it up at 5.5 inches over here on the left, and I'm going to bring my blade down because I always like to go up first. Lock that. Wow. Cuts very quickly, very smoothly. And pick this up. Okay, those are very clean cut edges. Let's line these up. So it looks like I'm a hair off here. I don't know if that's because I lined it up wrong or what, but okay, so let's fold it over and see how the score is. Okay. Okay, so there you go. So I don't know, maybe I lined it up wrong. You can see it's just a little bit off there. I'm gonna try it again. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the arm out this time. I'm gonna lift this up. I've gotta remember to use that little lip down there. Oh! Okay, so I just noticed something. It looks like there is a film on here, you guys. There's a little film you need to peel up. Yep. I see it. Yep. Okay. That is good to know. Don't forget to peel up that film. So definitely use some sort of a pokey tool, paper piercing tool or something so that you can get it up very carefully. Okay, also on the arm. Okay, there we go. Well, that's good to know. Okay, so I am going to pull my arm out. I'm going to try this again. I am going to line it up at 4.25. Right there, okay. Put this down, and I'm going to score it, lift it up. Okay, so I see my score mark. Yep, I see it. Okay, I flip it over, and I am going to line it up at 5.5 inches, and bring my blade down. Actually, I went that way last time, so I can come from up here. There we go. Slice is really, really smooth, and you do not have to add a lot of pressure. Okay, look at that. So that lines up a lot better. Okay, so I'm just gonna crease them. Okay, 2 lovely card bases. There we go. Yep, perfectly lined up. Okay, I'm glad that I removed that film and gave it another try. Okay, so interesting, you guys. So that is the trimmer. I'm looking forward to playing with it a little bit more, but what I can say right now, I like it. I feel like it cuts really smoothly. I notice you don't have to press very hard at all with either of these. I mean, it just slides. So you don't have to add any pressure, and especially because that blade, I gotta remember to pull from here, that blade is so much larger, and it's going down in this groove. This groove is really deep compared to the other one. So you don't really need to press hard. Same thing with this. I mean, I'm applying really no pressure. I'm just gliding it and it's scoring. But I notice I'm tempted to push because on the other one, I did push on both of these. So you don't have to push. One thing that I see is gonna be bothersome for me personally is this locking, like needing to be locked in between every single cut. That is going to bother me because that's not something we had to do on the other one, and I'm used to you just lay it down because that one didn't lock, and you can just cut, turn, and just quickly get your cuts in. But with this, you're having to pull up, press down, pull up, press down after each thing. So I think that is really the only thing that I'm not crazy about. If we're being honest, I'm not crazy about this locking. This locking may add more accuracy to the cutting, which is good, but as far as like quick cuts, I feel like this will slow me down for sure. So I'm gonna have to really get used to that. But that is the trimmer, you guys. Very nice, sleek, thin design. A lot more measurements happening on here to help you really use the tool in a lot of different ways and get really good cuts. So I think that's great. I do like the thin, sleek design. I'm just gonna have to get used to this arm. I can already tell I'm gonna have to get used to that, but there it is. So blades, replacement blades are going to be available, but not until January. And when you get them, you'll be able to get 4 in a pack. Our old packs, remember, you could get 2 in a pack, and it was $6. So now you'll be able to get 4 in a package for $12. So that's nice to get 4 when you order your replacement blades versus 2. That's handy. So here it is. It is available, ready to go. I know some of you have already ordered yours in my online store. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy your new trimmer. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I've got links to my online store down below, a direct link to this trimmer down below as well, and then more information over on today's blog post. So if you have absolutely any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye.